What's up everyone, Vu of Envu Films back with another video, and today I'm going to talk to you about why traveling for videography work sucks. And most of you will obviously assume that it is carrying the gear, and that is completely true, and that is one of the biggest reasons why traveling to do filmmaking, videography work sucks ass. Two, it doesn't really pay as well as you would think. And three, time. You lose a lot of time. But with that said, it has to be done. Although preferably, I would love to just do a bunch of video work right down the street from wherever I live. But to be quite honest with you, sometimes you just got to take whatever job you can get. And I, as a wedding videographer, has been blessed in many ways to film clients such as YouTubers Slice and Rice, Pink Sweat's wedding, and because of this, a lot of their fans watch their wedding videos, they like it, and they want the wedding videographer, which is me, to go film their wedding. And a lot of times I end up having to travel all over the place to film these weddings. And truth be told, if I was younger, in my 20s, and if I was single, sure, traveling to these weddings would be great. I'll go out there a few days early, see the town, do whatever it is I gotta do. But I'm married, I have kids, so although all of my travel expenses are covered for and I charge a travel fee, it never really pays enough to cover for the time lost with my family, the time lost while I'm traveling, and the potential opportunity cost of other work I could have taken here at home on those days I spend traveling somewhere else. But it has to be done. Fact of the matter is, you have to bring in those greenbacks somehow to pay those bills. And for those of you who always complain that, oh, this item is too expensive, I can't afford this, I can't afford that, like, go outside and do some work. Do some work, earn some money, so you could be able to pay for these things without having to complain about it. Plus, every time you go out there and do work, whether it be a birthday party or whatever, you're getting practice in. You're getting those reps in, you know? Quarterbacks can't just sit around all season long without practicing and then just go out there and have a good game. Of course not. Videographers, you have to go there and shoot. You have to go out there and practice your craft. Might as well get paid for doing it. So next time someone asks you to do a birthday party, just go out and do it, film, learn something new, get those reps in, and stop complaining that you're poor. With that said, when you travel, you have to bring gear with you. So these are my recommendations on what to bring. And I'm gonna recommend you these things because Manfrotto was kind enough to send me items from their new lineup, the Manfrotto Pro Light line of backpacks and cases. And if you are one of those D-bags that love to carry big gear, or you, for some odd reason, you're gonna go shoot a wedding or some type of social media video with a Red or an ARRI Alexa or some bullshit like that, and you need a big ass case for your big ass stick, AKA tripod for you other content creator douchebags out there, I recommend you get the Manfrotto Pro Light Tough 83 case, as you see here. This case is a bigger case. It could hold one of the bigger tripods, but you will have to check this in. I personally don't like to check in my gear. If I ever have to travel where I bring certain types of gear that requires a check-in, this will probably be the case I will use because one, it is light and it is well built, it is rugged, it has solid wheels, and of course, it has a nice little handle for you to drag it along. And you just have to pull a tab back here to move the handle in and out like you were thrusting to make children. So, one of the nice features about this Manfrotto case is obviously it is lightweight. It is built with very high quality plastic. But the latches aren't just standard latches. It has like a little button and you actually have to press that button to be able to unlatch. And so this particular Manfrotto Tough 83 comes with a total of 5 latches. And as you can see, it's just a big ass case that you can put gear in. Don't know what else to show you in terms of features. Interested in this case. It's good for those bigger tripods, bigger gears. Yes, links are in the description below. Next, arguably, the most important thing is the backpack. The backpack is the most important thing that you're gonna have in terms of carrying your gear. The Manfrotto Pro Light lineup has multiple different backpacks. The one I chose was the Manfrotto Flexible. I wanna say the one I chose was the Manfrotto Flexible Access, but I'll put the text on the screen, or you see the links in the description if you're interested in this backpack. But the reason why I really was interested in this backpack was obviously it is well made, it is rugged, it is water resistant. I really like that it has a top access area where you could access the top of the backpack with the zip and whatever it is that you will need really quickly. In my case, there's things like audio that I keep in this pouch, more audio items, things that while I'm filming, I would need to just grab really quickly, easily, and I know where it is, and it's always gonna be at the top of the backpack. But for traveling, if I'm gonna put this underneath the seat on the airplane, I wanna be able to grab things such as entertainment items. Earphones, I'll put in here. I actually have in here my Lenovo Legion Go handheld PC, gaming handheld, which here's the screen, and of course the controllers are detachable, and you just take these controllers and you attach to them. But because it is a PC, I'm able to connect it to a mouse, a screen, and use it like a PC. And because it has a graphics card, the whole 9 yards, Windows 11, I could edit with Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, and whatever. And although it is a big handheld, it ends up being an 8.8-inch tablet without the controllers attached. So it fits really nicely in the backpack. And I also use it to back up files when, let's say a couple weeks ago, I had to do 2 weddings. One was a travel wedding, one was back home. And before I went back home, I just backed up some of the footage directly into the SSD in the Lenovo Legion Go. So I have another spot where I backed up footage. So I have redundancy of my footage. So this backpack is actually front access, but the cool thing about it is it comes with a TSA lock, which I haven't even opened up yet, but you will use this TSA lock to be able to lock all of the access points of this backpack. And so you don't have to worry about some random Juan Carlo sneaking up behind you and trying to take your precious gear and sell on Facebook Marketplace. So a lot of popular camera backpacks will have a back access, but this particular one you just access through the front, and it's kind of unique in a way where you could open up multiple different ways. So here, obviously this is where the top access is, so it takes up some space, but the rest of it is just here. I have in here my DJI Drone Mini 4 Pro with the RC remote. I have here a Sirui anamorphic lens. It's a Saturn 50mm that I should be having a YouTube video done soon. That's why it's in here. I've been trying to test it out. I have my Sony FX3 with the 24-70 G Master lens Mark II. I have my FX30 body here. Usually my ZV-E1 will be here. I also have my DJI Pocket 3 in here. You always want to have a light in here. So here I have the new Zhiyun 20-watt little handheld light. I actually have the bicolor model because, in my opinion, when you're using these kinds of lights, most of the time, for me anyway, I'm using bicolor. I'm not using all the RGB stuff all the time. So this is a really good buy. Batteries goes right here in this pouch. Additional storage for you here in the front. Here I just have some business cards. Yes, people still ask me for business cards all the time. And you have some straps here on both the top and bottom, so you could strap on your tripod or what have you. I don't while I'm traveling because it just makes the backpack extra bulky and I start bumping into stuff, bumping into people, knocking people out with my DJI RS3, so that's not cool. Here I just have some cleaning supplies for my lenses on the outside. There's another spot for a water bottle, beer, alcohol, whatever it is you want to put in there. So one of the neat things about this backpack is that because of the way Manfrotto designed it, you can access your stuff from the side, so you don't necessarily have to always just open up the front like this. You can actually access things on the side. So if you have your backpack on your shoulder, you want to go over here, you can just unzip the side like this and get your camera out like so, and then put it back just like so, and then just zip it back up. I carried around this backpack quite a bit to test, and hey, it feels really comfortable. And in terms of fitment, it does fit most of the things I need. I will be honest though, I have not used this backpack yet. I just put things in, see if it fit. I carried it around the house and it was very comfortable. And this will be the backpack I'll be taking next week when I travel to film another wedding. I'm gonna try not to be a YouTube D-bag trash, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have been using the PGY Tech One Mo 2 backpack for most of this year for traveling. That's another great backpack. I loved it. I love it because it fits everything I need. So if you're interested in that backpack, I'll also put a link in the description below. Link for this backpack is also in the description. You know, here's all of like the straps, you know, if you need the extra waist strap to help you carry your backpack. I don't really use that. This is also the same thing you would use to connect to each other so that you could strap it to the handle of your carry-on or whatever to help you lug it around. So it's a very versatile backpack, very well made. You know, it's Manfrotto. They have been making camera tripods and gear for the longest time. It seems now they're trying to get into the YouTube D-bag influencer game because that's just how you get your products known these days. And of course, all these other brands have been really good at it. And I guess Manfrotto is trying to get into it, and they decided to contact your boy for some reason, even though I only have like 25,000 subscribers or whatever. But I greatly appreciate Manfrotto. I greatly appreciate you appreciating my subscribers and trusting that we are on the same page and that what I like, my subscribers would also like. So now comes to the carry-on case. But before we get to that, you're probably wondering how the heck am I moving around and my camera is also moving with me. And then we'll have the second most important thing, which is the carry-on luggage for your gear. In this case, I have been using the Manfrotto ProLite Tough 55. It is like the Tough 83, but smaller in carry-on size. But before I get into the details of this, you're probably wondering, Vu, how are you moving around and your camera is following you around? Some of you may think that I went over to the local 7-Eleven and found some random Chinese immigrant who doesn't have a green card and just gave him 20 bucks and said, hey, I could help you get a green card if you come to my house and help me film my YouTube douchebag video to try to sell my subscribers on some of these items. And you are absolutely correct. This is my cameraman right here, Ho-Hem Lee. I'm just kidding. This is actually my Sony ZV-1 mounted on the Ho-Hem MT2 gimbal. And as you can see here, this gimbal just follows me around with its AI, whatever they did. So yeah, currently it's Sony ZV-1 with the Sony 16-35 GM Mark II balanced on the Ho-Hem MT2 gimbal. And it's tracking me like so. I believe I could stop it from tracking by giving it OK. I'm not really sure how to stop it from tracking me, but to get it started tracking me, all I had to do was just give it an OK symbol and then it just starts tracking me. So I didn't need to connect it to an app, didn't need to even press any buttons on the gimbal. I literally just mounted, balanced my camera on there, turned the gimbal on, and then just went in front of my camera, in front of the little AI sensor on the Hohem MT2, and I did okay, and it started tracking me. It's pretty ridiculous, but it's pretty amazing. I'm gonna do a more thorough video on this Hohem MT2 probably in a week or so, but if you're interested in this gimbal, links will also be in the description below. In my opinion, it's pretty sick. I mean, it doesn't like mount nearly as much as like say a DJI RS3, but hey, it mounted my ZV-1 with the 1635 GM Mark II. Not too bad. But anyways, this is the case that I have been using the past 2 times I've gone traveling. And before I have been mainly using my Nanuk 935. Also a great case. It's very hard for me to tell you which one to get. And I think it really depends on your preference. I think overall the Nanuk 935 is more rugged. It is probably more durable. It has a better latching system than the Manfrotto Tough 55. It has a little bit more head space at the top, and it also has a better overall pull handle latching system. But the Manfrotto Tough 55 Pro Lite does have something going for it. It does have less rugged plastic, but it's still very high quality plastic. I don't think you have to worry about this plastic breaking or damaging or whatever. It has a good latching system, not as good as the Nanuk 935. It has the little pulley for your case, but it is not as clever because you have to use 2 hands to latch and unlatch it. So every time you want to pull it out, you have to use both hands to pull out. I don't have much experience of using both hands to pull out. Like for me, I just have to use 2 fingers to pull out. But that's neither here nor there. Talking about camera gear right now, not bedroom. But yeah, so this Nanuk, you just use a thumb. It's a one-handed motion. I'm more used to this one-handed action. But if you want the lightest, the reason why I would recommend the Manfrotto Pro Lite 55 is because it is just super light. It is a very light case compared to the Nanuk. Nanuk is a little bit heavier. So whatever it is that you're putting into the case and the case itself is what you're going to be lugging around all day, pulling around, putting this on the top carry-on shelf on the airplane. You're going to have to consider that. So the lightest one and also a tough one with a good latch, get the Manfrotto Tough 55. If you want the just absolute best one, get the Nanuk 935. But just also be aware that it's quite hefty for its ruggedness. So what I put in my main carry-on is my tripods. I have here the Ulanzi VideoGo TT09. Links in the description below. It's the smallest, the lightest tripod. It fits completely vertical, or I don't know, horizontal, whatever. It fits without having to go diagonal into the Manfrotto Tough 55 case and the Nanuk case, no problem, with the head installed. And it is good enough for me to do whatever it is, like interviews, weddings, whatever. It's a perfectly strong tripod, but it's also tiny and light. The other tripod is a taller one, so I do have to take apart the head, but this is the Sirui ST124 or ST125. And the head I have here is the PhotoPro MH2L head, and the head I just disconnect before I put it into the case, but then I just put the head out here somewhere. And I do have that little big Telesin carbon fiber selfie stick that some of you may have seen me use to get higher angle with my Pocket 3 Pro during those wedding shoots. So that also goes in here. And then I have my Sony A7R IV, one of my extra cameras for different angles. and two lenses, or three lenses. I have the Sony 135 GM, and I have a Tamron 70 to 180. This is just the original Mark 1. I don't see a point of me upgrading to the Mark 2, and a 85 millimeter f1.4 Sigma DGDN. DN stands for D's Saggy Nuts. Pretty much is what I pack up in here. These are just my telephoto lenses, and some of you are like, well, the 85 is not really telephoto. Well, you put the 85 on FX30 APS-C, that's like a 125 millimeter lens. Perfect for most ceremony angle telephoto cameras, and reception, speeches, whatever. And at f1.4, it actually really helps the FX30, as it's not as good as low light as an A7S III or an FX3. So it is a really good lens for me to use with my APS-C setup. Now, some of you might be wondering, what about clothes and stuff? Because I actually, when I travel to film weddings and stuff, I don't check in stuff. I showed the big case just in case some of you who are looking for that kind of thing. But for me, I just do only carry-on. And my second shooter will take this case. This case just has my lighting stuff. So, I have my whole lighting setup here. Right now I have three Godox Lightman's LC 30 buys. And I have 2 to 3 of these carbon fiber Ulanzi light stands that, as you can see, fits perfectly vertical in the carry-on case. I have all of my batteries that I need here, gaff tape, and I also stick my gimbal in here. So I put my gimbal here too, and my second shooter's clothes will go in here too, and this will close right up like so. Same thing with this case. I just stack my clothes that I need in here, and that is it. And some of you wonder, like, how do you fit enough clothes? Well, you got to plan that out for yourself. But if I was going to recommend you with some clothes, you want some nice, obviously high quality, good looking clothes, but not like super thick clothes that doesn't fit in here. I understand it's tough in the wintertime, so that's when you're gonna have to start wearing some of your jackets and stuff. But if I was gonna recommend you some clothes that aren't gonna make you look like absolute trash, I myself, I'm pushing 40 years old. I'm a 40-year-old Asian piece of trash, and I don't want to walk around looking like that old Asian man that you see at your local Chinese supermarket, walking around with his big ass t-shirt, with his baggy ass sweatpants, and his $5 Vietnamese flip-flops. You don't want to look like that. So I still want to look half decent as this 40-year-old dude while I'm filming. So I recommend these shirts. I actually recommend you get some clothes from Fieldbach. You probably heard of Fieldbach before, or you have not. But if you want good fitting clothes at a decent price, like cheaper than some of these other YouTube D-bag brands out there, you want to check out Fieldbach.com. That is FIOBOC. And here is one of their t-shirts. The fabric is very high quality, very nice, very soft. The fit is really good. The stitching is as you expect out of a high-end Chinese sweatshop. Let me just double check where this thing was made. Anyways, it said manufacturer JX International Trade Limited. The address is in Hong Kong, China. So there you have it. My slanted-eyed friends are the ones that sewed up this shirt, which will be 100% excellent quality. Anyways, this shirt is very high quality. I actually wore their sweatpants. I actually wore their jogger sweatpants on my previous trip. Very comfortable, had plenty of pockets. I would check that out as well. But so far, I've tried out their shirts, I've tried out their pants, and I highly recommend it. If you're looking for stylish clothing that won't break the bank, that is also very high quality. And lucky for you, I have a 20% off promo code. All you have to do is use the promo code "Let Me Show You" when you check out to get 20% off some gear over at Fieldbach.com. You can thank me later. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I really just wanted to showcase some of these Manfrotto ProLite cases and backpacks to you. And yes, again, Manfrotto did send this to me, asked me to try them out and potentially let you guys know about them. And I would not let you know about anything if I feel like they weren't actually good quality. And I think what Manfrotto has done here is excellent. And a lot of things like backpacks are really down to personal preference. So this backpack could be perfect for someone, or some other backpack could be perfect for someone else. The most important thing is here is that everything that this backpack is made of, the quality, the stitching, the materials, the whole 9 yards is excellent quality. And it's also not necessarily cheap. Links in the description below for the most updated pricing. But you know that if you're gonna buy this backpack, it's going to last you for years and years and years. And of course, it is protecting your expensive ass gear that you don't want damaged. So yeah, highly recommend this backpack. Obviously, check out all of the different models of backpacks they have to see which one is best for you. And of course, highly recommend their ProLite cases. Much better than like Pelican and all that stuff. Like Pelicans is probably my most least recommended choice for camera cases and stuff. And obviously, I do really recommend Nanook as well. Again, it really depends on what you're looking for. If you want the lightest one, definitely go for the Manfrotto ProLite Tough 55. I hope this video was interesting. I hope it was insightful. I hope it helped you make a business decision on some of these items, whether or not you use them for travel or not. I obviously use this for every day as well. So yeah, with that said, guys, until next time, lighten up.
Hey man, that light so tiny.
Yeah, this is a Godox Lightman's LC30 Bi. I'm really trying to lighten up the load when I'm filming weddings.
Oh my god, that unprofessional. If you want to be the best, if you want to be professional, you need to use Aperture LS60X.
I'm an old piece of trash. I'm not trying to blow out my back carrying heavy ass lights everywhere.
No man, your thread is high quality, not heavy.
I used those lights for 2 years. They're great, but they're bulky and heavy.
Let me show you. I do, man.
Bro, you're alright? Sound like you just blew out your back and applied an earthy coffee-stained LUT to your drawers. I'm gonna have to visit a chiropractor.
No man, I think I need to go B&H get massage.
Damn, I didn't know B&H Photo does massages.
No man, I go butt and whole fur and massage. Full body with happy ending. Only $29.99.